Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Lil Dort. Back again with the video, bro. My eyes look red. I just had a long ass day. Sorry, bro. Okay, like not to flex today, but I just had a real job interview. I know you guys can't relate to that. And then I just got home from a girl's house. Yeah, a real one. But yeah, I don't even know why I'm starting off like that. Let's cheer up with some comments of the day. Yep, back to comments of the day. Okay, you guys see all those? Cool. If you guys want to be featured on comment of the day, drop a comment. These comments, comment your favorite cartoon and argue with anyone who has a different cartoon. And also comment on the video, obviously. Show love. We're going to be ranking every free agency in my personal opinion. So you know what that means. I don't give a fuck about yours, bro. Tell me in the comments, though. I love to argue with you. Jason Tatum still is not a top 25 defender in the league. I'm sorry. I do not care. Today's food of choice, we've got a Kirkland orange sports drink and lasagna. It looks like shit. I just warmed it up right now. My family didn't leave me good parts of it, sadly. But I got like one corner, so that's just fire. I got my list on my computer today, so I don't even have to look at my phone. Let's just get into it. Let's start from the bottom. To me, the worst free agency was the Sacramento Kings. I didn't understand why they drafted Davion Mitchell when their two best players were guards. It sucks they couldn't make the Heald trade to get Kuzma and Harrell. Like that would have been big for them. I mean, I think they needed pieces like that. They really want to take it serious and make the playoffs. They held on to Buddy after all that drama. Like, I don't know. I don't like when players stick around after stuff like that happens. And then the positive is they get rid of DeLon Wright and Hassan Whiteside, which kind of were just taking up space on the roster. The Blazers are at 29, the 29th worst free agency. They had no significant moves to make Dame want to stay. After the whole Dame press conference, I really think they needed to make a move. Yeah, they didn't make moves to make Dame want to stay after the press conference. I felt like they really needed to do something. And they really didn't do anything this offseason. I think they signed like Macklemore, re-signed Norman Powell, but they don't move McCollum. They don't move Nurkic. I like Greg Brown being drafted there, though. I think he has a lot of upside on the defensive end and the offensive end. I just think he's really versatile. And he was one of the best players in his high school class, so cool to see him get drafted to a good situation for him. At number 28, I got the Indiana Pacers. Main reason for that is not trading Turner or Sabonis. I mean, if they want to be average, they're doing it right. I feel like it kind of everything lined up for them to be a rebuilding team and just start fresh again. And then they drafted like a 28-year-old, and then they traded Aaron Holiday for nothing. I feel like you could have got more for him. The positives, though, I think re-signing McConnell's cool if they really want to win now. And then I do think Chris Duarte is good. I just don't think he's the right fit. Also, I just realized that this is your guys' first time seeing me without the beard on the YouTube channel. If you're on twitch.tv/daddylildort, not your first time seeing me without the beard though, because you guys made me shave the beard. Make sure you guys follow that, show some love. Okay, number 27, the Philadelphia 76ers. 27 Sixers. The Sixers kept Ben Simmons, which is like the worst thing they could have done this offseason. I mean, I think they did good getting Drummond, getting Danny Green, getting Jaden Springer. But just keeping Ben Simmons don't make a lot of sense to me. You can't win a championship with him on your team with the way the team is built. With all due respect, I just don't think it would happen. You got beat by a 5th seed, a team that shouldn't even have been in the second round. So let's just keep that in mind when we talk about Ben Simmons and talk super highly and overrate him. Like you really can't win a championship with him. So that's the main reason I got them at 27. I think they're asking high, and if they could pull it off, like pull off and get what they want, then they're gonna be huge winners. But I just don't know if they can. At 26, I got the Spurs. I didn't understand the Brent Forbes signing. I didn't understand why they drafted Primo so high. I like Primo, but at 12, that just seemed way too high. He could have been a second round pick. But hey, if it works out, it works out. I really do like Primo's game. I think it's positive that they lose DeRozan and Rudy Gay. Like if they want to rebuild, I think that's great. I don't know if they got anything for DeRozan, but losing them was good. And then obviously, signing Zach Collins is cool. Give him a chance and a new change of scenery. And I don't really know how to feel about them signing McDermott, but they did it, so I had to shout that out. Number 25, the Grizzlies. They traded Grayson Allen for nothing. They traded up for a pick they could have got later. But the positives are they drafted Zaire Williams, who I like a lot. I think he could be good in the NBA. I just didn't understand trading up for it that high. Trading someone like Valanciunas when you literally could have got him later. Bro, I'm tired. I'm gonna finish this shit tomorrow. Alright, boys. It's time to finish the list. I mean, this is like a matter of like 2 seconds for you guys, but I just woke up. It's 8:45. Got up early for you guys. I got the same drink from last night. Yeah, I know y'all are in the basketball groove, so let's just keep going. At 24, the Minnesota Timberwolves. The reason I have them this low is because how are you one of the worst team in the league with no draft picks and you don't make any significant moves? Like, their biggest signing this offseason was adding Nathan Knight to their team. Which, like, Nathan Knight's cool, but, like, if you want to make the playoffs, is Nathan Knight, like, the needle that pushes you over the edge? I don't think so. 23, Orlando Magic. They signed Robin Lopez, even though they got Wendell and Mo Bamba. Probably to trade him for a first, like, halfway through the year, but like I don't get it when you got two young centers like that. I don't see the point in that. And then you draft Franz Wagner, who's like he's really good, but I don't know if he was the right pick at. I believe that was the 8th pick. I don't get. I didn't get that pick whatsoever. Like I think he's more of a win now guy. You could have taken someone with more upside like Book Knight. Magic really could have walked out with Suggs and Book Knight in the same draft. Yeah, I think drafting Suggs was cool. When he drops, you take him. Like that guy, he's gonna be a beast. At number 22, get ready to get canceled, Anthony. I've got the OKC Thunder at number 22. I still believe drafting Giddey was a high pick, even if he's good or not good, whatever. I think it was a high pick. I feel like we traded Moses Brown for little to nothing, especially because we dropped Kemba for nothing. So we trade him. We traded that. We did that trade for Horford, Kemba, whatever. We throw Moses Brown in there. I bet Presti was expecting like 2 firsts for Kemba, and then we drop him for nothing. So it didn't really make sense. I like our other picks though. I like Trey Man. I like JRE, and I like what I've seen from Aaron Wiggins in summer league, and even Giddey. I mean, he looks good in our games. He's not the best, but he does look good. At 21, I've got the New Orleans Pelicans. Like I think like at this point, actually nah, they didn't do like terrible. Drafting Trey Murphy was really good. Signing Devontae Graham was good. But like, is Devontae Graham really good when you're talking about trying to get Lowry and Lonzo, and then you just don't end up getting him, and you end up with Devontae Graham? Like he's a cool third option, but like obviously you want Lowry and Zoe. At number 20, the Boston Celtics, they still haven't gotten a good point guard. I think they could end up with Schroeder, which would be cool. I think he'd be a good fit there. And then they just like lose Fortier. I mean, I don't think they probably didn't offer enough because he got a good bag from New York, but I know they wanted to keep him. But the good for the Celtics is they got a real center in Al Horford. I think Al Horford will always fit in Boston with those two wings. He could play make for them. They just really need that true point guard. They've got options like Pritchard, Edwards, um, Langford. I say start Naismith and just let someone else kind of handle the ball. 19, Toronto Raptors. They get worse in a good way by losing Lowry. But they also like jump up in the lottery during the offseason and get Scotty Barnes, and they acquire Precious Achiuwa. So I think they are rebuilding, but another negative I have for them, and the reason they're so low, is I feel like they haven't really shown a sign of direction yet. Like, you still got Siakam and Van Vliet on the team, who are part of the championship roster. Anunoby's still like 17. Like, I say you just move on from Siakam and Van Vliet, stack your picks up, and build around the core you got with Scotty Barnes, Achiuwa, Anunoby, Malachi Flynn, Boucher. They've got a lot of young pieces. At 18, oh, my mustache looks so clean right now in the sun. I never recorded in the sun. I always record at night. At 18, the Suns. I think it's good that they added JaVale to the roster, Darren Sharp, and I mean Shamit's cool. They might have overpaid for him, but Shamit's cool. He's not Torrey Craig, who they lost. I think Torrey Craig was a key piece for them, and then I feel like they needed a big move, but didn't really make it. I don't know what that big move would have been for them, but I do think they needed a big move to make. The Suns could be a Ben Simmons destination. Could be interesting. Maybe you throw like Mikhail, Cam Johnson, and like 2 firsts. That might be overpaying, but something like that. Just off the top of my head. 17, I got the Jazz. Another one who like I feel like should have made a big move but didn't. They add Rudy Gay to the roster. Like cool. He's gonna push you like one extra win. And then they overpay Conley but resign him. A team like Utah, you gotta overpay, like, so people stay there. But I mean, I like the Jazz next year. I don't like Gobert, but I do like the Jazz. I think they're gonna be a good team, even without their big move. But I just don't know if they could contend with the Lakers, Nets, or Bucks, or even the Warriors, without another star next to Donovan Mitchell. Number 16, I've got the Brooklyn Nets. They lose Jeff Green, but they add James Johnson, Patty Mills, Cam Thomas, Kessler Edwards, Bruce Brown, and re-sign Bruce Brown and Blake Griffin. I think losing Jeff Green hurts a lot. Like that was a key player in the roster. I think James Johnson could play his role, but at like half the level. Patty Mills, I didn't get the Patty Mills hype this offseason. Like, I know Patty Mills is good, but like, why is everyone on him all of a sudden? You know, he's like 35. He could hoop, whatever, but I just don't see the hype. Cam Thomas, great draft pick. Kessler Edwards, I don't know much about, but I've heard he's like DeAndre, which could be cool. They need a true big. I think that's something they're still lacking. Number 15, I've got the Denver Nuggets. I think everyone was expecting them to make a big move. I don't want to see it, but I think everyone was expecting them to make a big move, and they just didn't do that. I like the drafting of Bones Highland. I like how they kept Barton, and then I like adding Jeff Green, who could play the 5 when Jokic isn't on the court. Jeff Green might be a little overhyped though too. Like I think he was a lot of the net system really helping him out. But I mean, I think it could be good. I mean, he could play next to Jokic too. He could probably even play the three. I know he used to play the three. And then keeping Barton was big. I did not think they would. Uh, Another team that I felt like needed a big move, number 14, the Dallas Mavericks. Just didn't make the big move. They re-signed Hardaway Jr. and they add Bullock. But like, does that really make you a contender in the West? No. I think they're like in that third tier. They're under the Jazz. They're way under the Jazz. Number 13, the Bucks. I think at this point, like right here, is where these teams all I could say had good free agencies. The Bucks lose PJ Tucker, and they lose Bryn Forbes, but I was never really high on Bryn Forbes. Did I talk about the Spurs yesterday? I don't know why. I just thought of them when I saw that. Okay, back. They lost PJ Tucker and Bryn Forbes. I'm not a fan of Bryn Forbes. He's replaceable. But losing Tucker's pretty hard to replace. Maybe they could develop Portis into that. Rodney Hood, I think, could play that Bryn Forbes role better than Bryn Forbes. And then you add Grayson Allen. I like how they just got Grayson Allen pretty much for free. He plays good defense. He could give you a bucket. He'll be like DiVincenzo 2.0. I like Grayson Allen. Number 12, the Cavs. The negative with the Cavs is they couldn't move away from Sexton or Love. I like Sexton on the team. I'm not really a fan of Love on the team. But you also add Mobley and re-sign Jared Allen, which is really dope. Like, I think Mobley was a great pick. I like Mobley for the Cavs a lot. I think that'll be cool with two dominant bigs and two good guards. It's something we really haven't seen before. And if they could get the right coach around it, I think they could do something cool in Cleveland, unless they blow it up by trading Sexton. They need to trade Love though. Number 11, the Charlotte Hornets. The only negative I have for them, and that's literally just because like I feel like I had to put a negative for each team, is they didn't get better short term, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that on a team like this. Like I think they'll still be in the same range of like 8 to 10, maybe 7 to 10. But they draft Kai Jones, Book Knight, winners of the draft, in my opinion. Them or another team coming up. They add Oubre, which would be cool. Like I think that's gonna be a fun team to watch. That's a league pass team. And then I think it's cool how they cleaned up their backcourt by getting rid of like Devontae Graham and Malik Monk. So it's more set rotation now, and Book Knight's gonna get. I didn't like the Book Knight pick at first, but with their roster now, I think he works out there. At 10, Atlanta Hawks. They didn't get much better, but they retained JC and they drafted so well by getting Sharif Cooper and Jalen Johnson. If you guys watched any of my draft content or my stream, you guys know I'm not really a fan of Jalen Johnson, but like Sharif Cooper, great slip, and I think Jalen Johnson slipped too. So like, just take him. You take the risk. Whatever. I'm not an expert scout, even though my titles say I am. At number 9, the Rockets. The negative I have for them is I feel like they should look to trade John Wall. And then they drafted amazing by drafting Green, Christopher, and Şengün. The only thing I had a problem with, and it's not looking right in the Summer League, but it's just the Summer League. I personally like Mobley over Green for Houston. And that's only due to the fact that, like, the only young players that really showed out for Houston last year were, like, KJ Martin, Deshaun Tate. And I think Mobley and Green are on such like an equal playing field that, like, Mobley at the 5 would have just fit better. But, I mean, they liked Green, and Green's been looking amazing. Like, really, really amazing. So, can't really be too mad at it. And then I like drafting Christopher and Şengün in the late rounds. I think they're building culture there. I think that's what those picks were. They're gonna be a fun hype beast team that I can't wait to watch more of. Number 8, the Washington Wizards. The negative I have for them is they couldn't get a second star for Beal, but they add. Ready? This is about to be a list. They add Dinwiddie, Kuz, Trez, Kispert, KCP, and then Lopez and Alex Len-Walk, which is also a positive with their center rotation with Gafford, Thomas Bryant, and Trez. It should all work out. At number 7, the Warriors. They didn't get better short term, which is I think is fine because they're probably one of the best teams in the league. They lose Bazemore and Kelly Oubre, which I mean, like, I don't think those guys are great, but they are win now players if they want to win a championship and really contend. But in my opinion, they did the best in the draft by drafting Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. I like those two players a lot, and I think they should keep them. I'm on the side where you keep them and you develop them, so when Curry and Clay aren't there, you have pieces. You don't got to worry about like trading Curry late in his career to get a first or something. You just get Moody, Kuminga, develop them up with like Jordan Poole, Damian Lee, Wiseman. Like they have one of the best young cores in the league and some of the best stars in the league. So I think they're doing it right down there if they don't make too big of moves. And then they pick up Otto Porter, Bjelica, and Iguodala, who I think make up for Bazemore and Oubre. Number 6, the Clippers. Clippers also really didn't make any big moves, but I think they drafted well with Brandon Boston and Keon Johnson. Re-signing Reggie and Batum was big. Like, I thought one of them had to walk. And then they also signed Justice Winslow, who I think that's dope there because I think he'll fit there. Like, imagine a defensive lineup with Justice Winslow, Paul George, Kawhi, Batum, and then whoever they got at the 5. Like, I think that could work out really well. That could lock up some teams and cause problems. Number 5, Detroit. The only negative is they signed Olynyk, and then obviously they drafted amazing too with Isaiah Livers, Garza, and Cade Cunningham. Really, you can't be a top 5 team, or you can't not be a top 5 team without the number one pick, unless you just fumble the bag. Number 4, Miami Heat. The only negatives is they get nothing for none. They get none for none. It's too early. And they lose Precious Achua, which he's cool. I mean, I thought he was kind of overrated by Heat fans, but he's cool. The positives, though, is they re-sign Robinson. They add P.J. Tucker, Kyle Lowry, and Markieff Morris. They're contenders next year. I mean, they're not in the same Laker net tier, but they truly are contenders next year. I mean, they could be like in the Suns tier where people get injured. They make it to the finals. All right, top 3 time. 3 big market teams left. Probably, I think the 3 biggest market teams left. Number 3 is the Knicks. They lose Reggie Bullock, but they get Kemba, and they don't have to give up anything for him. They sign Evan Fournier. They extend Julius Randle and retain Rose and Noel. Like, that's just a great offseason. I think they could also be in that same tier as the Miami Heat. I think I'd take them over the Heat next year. I love Fournier on this team. I love Kemba on this team. And then you still get your young players that are only going to get better. And then they drafted, I didn't write it down, but they drafted Miles McBride, who's cool. Like, that's just a cool player. But he might get some minutes on that team. Number 2, Chicago. I had no negatives. The only thing that I had that was questionable was drafting DeSumo, but also signing 2 guards. But, like, when you could get 2 guards at these players' level, then you do it. They had DeRozan, Lonzo, Caruso. They let Laurie walk and replace Daniel Tice with Tony Bradley. They replaced Daniel Tice with Tony Bradley. Like, that's just, there's nothing really bad about that free agency. They're this in the second tier too of contenders where some people get hurt. That's all you need, man, to make it to the finals. But they're gonna be a fun ass team to watch. I'm really excited about this team. Imagine Lonzo to Levine lobs, Vucevic holding it down in the paint. That's just a cool team. Number one really shouldn't be a question. Uh, the Lakers are number one. They add Westbrook, Ellington, Nunn, Melo, Ariza, Dwight, Malik, and Kent Bazemore. And then you also let Drummond walk and resign Talon. Like, this team is the best team in the league, in my opinion. They're gonna be so fun in 2K. I can't wait to use them in 2K, man. But yeah, I mean, this team is just I don't know what to say about this team. Did I put Carmelo in here? Yeah, okay. I don't know what else to say about this team. This team's gonna be dope. They're gonna be fun to watch. I don't think they really lost anything losing Kuzma. Losing KCP kind of was a hit, but they made up for it signing Ellington. I think Monk is kind of an overrated shooter. He reminds me of JR, where it's more off the dribble. I don't know if he could be a corner sitting guy. Like, I could see Laker fans just trashing him one game for missing 2 threes. Same thing with Westbrook. People are gonna hate Westbrook on the Lakers, but I'm a Westbrook fan. I love Westbrook. Yeah. Let's recap really quick. I'm gonna have the list up here. I gotta retype out this list just so I can have just the teams. But the list is gonna be. I want it on the other side actually, right here. Number 1 Lakers, 2 Chicago, 3 Knicks, 4 Heat, 5 Pistons, 6 Clippers, 7 Warriors, 8 Wiz, 9 Rockets, 10 Hawks, 11 Hornets, 12 Cavs, 13 Bucks, 14 Mavs, 15 Nuggets, 16 Nets, 17 Jazz, 18 Suns, 19 Raptors, 20 Celtics, 21 Pelicans, 22 Thunder, 23 Magic, 24 Wolves, 25 Grizzlies, 26 Spurs, 27 Sixers, 28 Pacers, 29 Blazers, and last but not least, say it with me, the Sacramento Kings. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going back to bed. If you want more content from me, follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/daddylittle.dart. More 2K, new Madden stuff coming out on there. New channel on the way as well, but we'll keep that low key until it happens. Peace.